for Peace River South.
Well, thank you, Chair. It's an honor to get up and speak today from speaking to the motion that my colleague from Peace River North put forward. And I'm actually going to start by reading that motion again because we have not heard it from a lot of the members here in a bit. So be it resolved that this House supports permanently eliminating the provincial fuel tax to ease the pain at the pump and removing the carbon tax on home heating. So what's one of the reasons why this comes forward? Well, we've heard from a lot of colleagues on this side of the House that we are in an affordability crisis, that people are struggling all around the province of British Columbia right now to make ends meet. And what's really important is that we look at ways and mechanisms to help people in this time while they're struggling. And so let me explain a little bit about how that would really work on the ground, because we have some of these virtue signaling, altruistic kind of comments that come from the NDP that are not really materialistically affecting people the way it should to support them in this affordability crisis. Now, in my town of Dawson Creek, I'm about 5 miles from the Alberta border. Perfect example. I can drive 5 miles and save 30 cents a litre just by going into Alberta. 30 cents a litre. So, of course, one of the things we look at, and I'm a big proponent of, is how do we lower the costs for people in my region and in British Columbia? So eliminating 15 cents right off the top that the province has control of will definitely help people. Now, the NDP are trying to say, oh, it's not a lot of money. Oh, it's not going to help a lot. Well, I can tell you for a single mom struggling right now to save $20, $30 on filling up her tank of gas, if she's fortunate enough to have a little minivan to get her family around, that's huge. But we also talked about the carbon tax, eliminating it on home heating. We've seen this happen right across Canada right now, except where? In British Columbia. This is something the province has control of. This is something that we could do about fairness, equity, to support people and families in British Columbia. People in my region have no choice, zero choice, but to heat their homes right now. Minus 10, minus 15, minus 20. We get stretches, as we know, up in my region, minus 30, minus 40. To hear the NDP say, but don't worry, we're going to get everybody on heat pumps. Well, newsflash, they don't work in rural British Columbia. This is a part of the business that I know very well. Heat pumps do not work. Once you hit about minus 18 to minus 20, you need a secondary heat source. So you're forcing people now to go into two. Not going to work. So we need to go back to the root causes and effects that we can help people with affordability. So this is something I definitely support. Making sure we eliminate the carbon tax from home heating. And we've gone as far as saying if the federal government eliminates carbon tax in Canada, we under the BC United will do the same in the province of British Columbia to make sure that we have that fair advantage and competitiveness right across for our industry, for our families, for the province as a whole. The government's trying to say, oh, don't worry, we're going to raise carbon tax to $170 a ton, as if that will somehow miraculously affect our carbon emissions. Guess what? One of the best ways that we can reduce global emissions, as one of my first colleagues talked about, is supporting LNG and clean technology. That will actually, and my member from the Green Party can laugh all he wants, and I'm sure he might have time to speak, but not today, because I'll have to close off debate, it looks like, noting the time here soon. But we have seen that. When you, well, you know, I always love being heckled because it gives me an opportunity. I wish I had more time because I hate to inform the members from the NDP and even the Green Party, when we're burning coal in China, that those molecules of air actually come and we breathe them here in British Columbia. I know the Green Party wants to be like the Truman Show and think there's just a little dome over the province of British Columbia and everything we do affects only us. Well, guess what? This is a global economy, global emissions. And if we can actually do our part to actually help the world, then actually we're helping ourselves. So by reducing the carbon tax and the provincial sales tax is actually going to help families, help pocketbooks today. It's something we can do, and I urge this government to do just that. Thank you.